Nakore Apparel is a lifestyle brand inspired by and created for those who unabashedly seek, speak, and live in truth. Nakore is the African Adinkra symbol for truthfulness, and the clothes speak truth in all its forms with the ultimate aim of love and justice. If you're down to expand the culture, break barriers, and eradicate injustice wherever you find it, then Nakore Apparel is the brand for you. Go to NakoreApparel.com. That's N-O-K-O-R-E Apparel.com.
Nakore, apparel for truth tellers.
You are now tuned in to the Drunk Mind Sober Thoughts Podcast.
Okay. All right.
Are we up?
We up. Let's get this. Let's make sure this audio stuff is right real quick. Unhide all. Hold on. Desktop audio, advanced audio properties. No, we should. How we sound?
It's just getting to us talking.
It's still giving us
there?
that.
Yeah, it sounds like.
Yeah, he sound like
It
us.
sounds reverby.
Let's see where we at now.
Let's see, but we can talk through it. We have a couple people that's out there.
Let's see.
It don't look bad. I tell you that much. It don't look bad.
There we go. There we go.
Yeah, let me see.
We in here, baby. We in here like
Which one are
swimwear.
you Because on the YouTube, it sounds reverby. Let me see.
It may be far back.
Yeah, let me see. I'm gonna go out and go back in.
Yeah.
You know, we gonna just edit all this out the show on the whatchamacallit.
Yeah,
We'll just. Yeah, it sounds good. No, we good to go. All right.
we good.
All
Had to go in and do some.
Yeah.
This gonna funny. It's an inside sound funny to us. I had to go on YouTube when I got here today and figure out
how to get our YouTube together. Yeah.
figure out how to fix the OBS problem we was having.
Yeah. Well, welcome to everybody. Thank you to everybody tuning in on Facebook Live right now. If we on Facebook,
Yeah,
on
Facebook
too.
and YouTube.
Facebook and YouTube. Now, I feel like Smokey from Friday. I know you don't smoke weed. I know this. Now, I know we said we weren't going to be streaming anymore. I know this.
Can we give them an insight? Can we give them a little bit of
We
insight?
might as well.
Like,
It's been a lot going on.
Yeah, we're gonna upgrade. We're gonna upgrade some of our equipment. So, until we upgrade our equipment, we might still go.
Yeah,
go live.
that's the biggest thing.
But we upgrade our equipment, then we'll start pre-recording. But it's cool to pre-record. But if we're gonna pre-record with the same quality that we going live with,
Do we feel like it's pointless to do it right now?
Yeah, because we can't get our edit game the way we want.
I mean, like in some respects, though, like if there's some things we could do with it.
Yeah,
that'll make it.
There's content we can do with our phones. Shorter stuff that we can do, and it's gonna look the way we want it to look.
Yeah.
But the long form pod for an hour and a half, we're gonna have to wait until we get some different.
Yeah, so we probably gonna keep streaming for a little while. So it is what it is. Y'all just get this guy.
Just we having our convos in house. I was just really honestly doing some research this week. So I'm like, I was trying to figure out a million different ways to make it work right now, and I'm like, it's not gonna work. So if it's not gonna work right now, then might as well do what we've been doing until we can make it exactly the way we want it.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? We've already done some adjustments to the set, and when you adjust the set a little bit, it's only me and Brainstorm today.
Yeah.
You can make it work and make it look the way you want it to look.
And I would say too, that's the beautiful part about us having our own space is that we get to decide how we do this up here. How we get it to look or how we want it to sound or all those different things. So we still a work in progress, man. Obviously.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's thanks. Yeah, Leah says it sounds 100% better. I mean, we got that reverb out. So hopefully,
we got it.
we'll get that. We'll keep that the same.
We get Playboy out today. We we owe it to our fans to have, or people to listeners.
It's been a month.
to just everybody knows that we love Ulysses. She like a sister to us. You know what I'm saying? But she is doing a lot with comedy right now, a lot, and she's being extremely successful in the city, and I hope she keeps growing. You know what I mean? And take it nationally. You know what I'm saying? But her focus right now is going to be mostly on comedy and not the pod, so you probably won't see.
Yeah, I talked to her on Monday. Talked to her for about 45, 50 minutes on Monday. But yeah, she's it's obviously it's bittersweet type of thing. But I do want to wish the best of luck to her. But everything she's doing, because I think she's going. Like I told her on Monday, and I got to her plenty of times. I think she's going to be really successful with anything that she does. And like even when she was at her last competition, I told her when I talked to her on Monday. When I left her competition, the one that she won a couple weeks back, and I was talking to Corlisha, and I'm like, she's supposed to be on that stage, like that's where she's supposed to be. But I mean, it's neither here nor there. But it's been she's obviously been a very valuable contributor to the things that we've done up here with DMST over the last few years and everything. But we will keep, obviously we'll be doing our pushing or whatever. Make sure you're still following Ulysses at Ulysses Dickerson. I think it's underscore Ulysses Dickerson. I don't know. I got it all saved in the thing, so I don't have to type names in. But she obviously puts all her comedy things out there, her events. She's been at Hilarities like a shitload of Sundays lately and things like that. So you can always catch her in the city and around town, because you gonna have to catch her because she doing big things. So y'all make sure y'all keep your eye out for her and the things that she's doing. So make sure y'all still following Ulysses.
Yeah, this is the joint when she
that's the one that she won.
She won, man. Shout out to Ulysses, man.
Yeah. It was a good night of comedy too. I mean, most of those comedians are really, really good too, with their sets. So it was actually a really good night of comedy. So she did her thing that night.
That's what's up.
Yeah. Like I said, then also no Playboy today. Shout out to Leighton. It's his birthday this weekend. His son Leighton. So shout out to Playboy. All right, what's going on? We ain't been here for a month, man. What's been up this week?
Listen, I know you wanted to. How was our week, month, time? Like, sometimes we had convos and we tend to kind of talk around what's going on, and but I'm in like a testimony phase. I'm also on medication that has a euphoric side effect. So, yeah.
Let it be known that Dev is high.
I'm gonna be high for like the next 15 days.
As he records this podcast.
But no, man, I was having some issues with arthritis for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Like I had my knee issue, and I took a lot of naproxen for it and stuff like that, and was having some arthritis issues, man, that I've been having from some sports, but then most of it was related to health over the last couple of years, and it got to a point where like I couldn't walk for like a few days, man. So I ended up going to the emergency room and
what ER you want to go into?
Huh?
What ER you want to go into?
Just the Metro of Severance. Okay. Yeah, the closest one. And they did, ran blood tests, all different kind of stuff. So it's not stage 4 or 5 where it's crazy, but it is like the beginning stages of like my kidneys not doing what they're supposed to do. So like it would get to a point where like my body wasn't flushing out the toxins and stuff like that. So, and my stuff was settling in my joints, and it was crazy. It's crazy. I mean, it still is, man. So I went. This was 2 weeks ago today. I went, and they gave me medicine for like 6 days, which worked. Like it's like these steroids. I had to take 3 for 2 days. It was 8 days, I think. I had to take 3 for 2 days, 2 for 2 days, 1 for 2 days, and then a half of 1 for 2 days. And it helped until we were supposed to go up here on Thursday, until like Thursday morning, and I'm like, like I'm starting to feel it again. You know what I'm saying? And the problem was it was so bad that couple weeks ago that what they gave me wasn't strong enough. It helped. It got rid of the pain for like a week, but I don't think it like flushed everything out of my system. The steroids kind of like get in your system and flush everything out. So I ended up having to go back yesterday. And it's so crazy, man. Modern medicine, man. I talk about it honestly and open and not around it because You never know what can happen down the line. You never know that. But in the moment, like when medical professionals really care about your well-being and getting you to a point where you back to normal, being in pain is such a weird space to be in. You can't focus on nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like for a day, all day Saturday, I couldn't really focus on the game. I couldn't focus on nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just felt like no matter how I moved my foot, where I put it, up, down, on the pillow, on the chair, no matter what I did, it was the constant whoop, whoop, just pain. And then boom, they give me now they got me on like 4 for 5 days. And you got to wean you off. And then like 2 for 5 days and then 1 for 5 days. So they give me 15 days worth. I'm telling you, I went to the doctor last night at like 10:30. They gave me it was quick this time because 2 weeks ago, they took an x-ray, blood, all kinds of crazy stuff. I was there for 4.5 hours. They thought they was going to keep me. It was crazy. I didn't get out till like 3 in the morning. I done went at 10 o'clock. But last night, I was there for like 45 minutes. And, I got back. They kind of went over everything. He was like, yeah, we should have gave you stronger dosage. And he gave me a dosage. The crazy thing is it does 2 things. Well, 3 things. Makes you hungry as shit all the time. You're euphoric. I don't know why. Maybe because you feel so much better. But it also has a euphoric side effect. And it throws off your sleep pattern until your body gets used to it.
Your steroids be crazy.
So I got home at like 11:15, took it. It wasn't until about 1:30, 2 o'clock. Like I ended up dozing off somewhere around midnight. But then I woke up and it messes with your sleep. My clock said like 1:45. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, nigga, I know I've been asleep longer than that. Mm-hmm. I forgot we fell back.
Yeah.
So I only got like I went to sleep. I got about 2.5 hours of sleep. And I was up to 7 in the morning, and I took me a little nap, and then woke up in time to watch the game, the 9:30 game, went to go get my prescription. But this has been rough, man. Like, my pops passed away from kidney disease. So they said, if it's a long time not from now, but he said if this was going on for 2 or 3 more years untreated.
You got to catch it early.
Like, this would have been retire from work, collect disability, go to dialysis 3 days a week. Mm-hmm. Like, so luckily, because it was crazy.
I think people underestimate kidney issues sometimes. I mean, your lease know she works in dialysis. Mm-hmm. She sees it all the time with people. Yeah. And people, I think, underestimate the role it plays in your body.
Everything. And the thing was, like I said, I tore my quad tendon, and they was giving me naproxen, like 500 milligram naproxen for pain and swelling, and I had been popping them joints for at least 15 days a month. Not every day, but at least 15 days a month, twice a day, since last July. And it was like whenever I did that, it like paused my kidney function from being able to do what it was supposed to do. So on top of already having issues related to like blood pressure and stuff like that, compounded it. The naproxen made it even worse. So I can't take a leave no more for the rest of my life. So it's been that headspace. It was crazy because I only really felt that headspace of being like, damn, for like the 5 hours I was at the hospital 2 weeks ago. Because once they gave me the steroids, by the time I woke up in the morning, I was like, it's crazy how quick it works. Because I wake up in the morning and I'm like, oh shit, I can move my ankle. Yeah. And then I take my next dose and I'm like, man, I was at the hospital 10 o'clock yesterday and needed crutches to get to the car. Like they had to wheelchair me out of Metro to my car last night. Like that's how bad it was 21 hours ago. And I took a dose last night and a dose today, and I swear it's like Mackenzie came down to ask me. It'd be so crazy having little kids. She like, how do you feel on a 1 to 10? Because I ask her that about different stuff. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, honestly, a 10. I know it's not a 10, but based on how I felt yesterday, I feel like a 25 on a 1 to 10 scale. Yeah.
Some of that's the drugs.
Yeah, it's drugs, and it's the drugs, and it flushes your body of the toxins. Yeah. So, I ain't gonna tell you how.
Yeah, I mean,
I spent a lot of time on the commode.
I can kind of gather that for whatever. I mean, that's like your week. When you called me on Tuesday. No, you called me on.
I think it was Thursday when I called you.
No, well, we talked on Monday, too, for a second.
Yeah.
I had a colonoscopy on Tuesday.
That's right. You were saying, yeah.
And you called me. I'm like, bro, I ain't going to rush you or nothing like that. But I'm like, bro, if I say I got to go, that means I got to for real go. Because for those that don't know, most of us in our age range, we're coming up to the point at the age now that we're going to be getting the colonoscopy. CMS guidelines now, I think it's 45. For honesty, my doctor put one in for me earlier because it on my father's side of the family, colon cancer. I've had people pass from colon cancer on that side of the family, and people dealing with it now. So doctor's like, yeah, we should probably go ahead and get you checked a little early. So he did it. It ain't let me be honest with y'all, because again, we all getting older. We keep it real on DMST. It's the procedure itself is not difficult. It's really not. The hardest part is the prep. The procedure itself is just, you get there, you change, they go
just pop with the glove.
but it's like they give you your medication, they tell you what you're gonna do and everything, they give you medication. I was kind of in and out or whatever, so I was kind of awake for some of it, kind of sleep for some of it, but the procedure itself takes like 35, 40 minutes. It's nothing. Okay. It's the prep. Like when they, let me tell you how my night went. No corn. I'm gonna be honest. Let me tell you how my night went. My night was this. These were the instructions. I had a 2-dose prep thing or whatever, or split dose or whatever. So I ain't gonna get disgusting or whatever. But it says you get a bottle of Mylanta. Okay. A full bottle of Mylanta and Dulcolats.
Hey, this is the oldest nigga podcast in the history of DMST. Let's go. Let's go.
So my instructions were at 3:00. You take 2 tablets of Dulcolats, right? That should be enough in any circumstance. Yeah, in most circumstances, my nigga, that should be enough. That should be
that should get you right.
2 hours later at 5, I had to get 64 ounces of Gatorade. And you take your whole bottle of I had to use Carlicia's big, huge water bottle that she carries around to put all the Gatorade in. Okay. Then you take the whole bottle of Mylanta, the whole bottle, and put it into the Gatorade, and you mix it all up, and you shake it off until everything dissolves or whatever. The whole bottle. And so from 5 to 6, you're supposed to drink a glass of it. It was like 8 glasses worth. You drink a glass of it every 15 minutes. Every 15 minutes, you're drinking a glass of this. I put a whole bottle of Mylanta into this thing. And with the last glass of that, so that first half of it, that last glass, you take 2 more Dulcolats tablets.
What? And then I called.
And then you called.
Hey, what's up with you, bro?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm saying Mylanta. Oh, so she's. Thanks, Khaleesha. It's Mylanta. I'm sorry.
Then I called like, hey, what you doing, nigga? I got 30 seconds.
Yeah, I said if I gotta go, bro, I really gotta go, and you go.
That's funny as shit,
like because it cleans you out completely. Yeah. So when you go, you for real going. Yeah. And so you spend a whole night about every 10 to 15 minutes, literally just go. It cleans you out, but they have to. Obviously, they have to do it.
You out in order to do it.
But it's
Jesus, man.
Yeah. So it was. So that was my Monday night. But like I said, the procedure.
Oh, you're ready for some football?
And then you wake up the next morning and you take the other half of it. So now I got to drink the last 4 cups of that mixture. So they like, oh, you thought you was done?
You ain't done.
Yeah, let's make sure we got it all.
Oh,
yeah,
man.
That's pretty much what it is.
Wow. So yeah, I'm with this, man. Like it is. I didn't even know we was gonna go here tonight. But
people got to get it done though. I got to say that much. You got to look. We all getting older. Yeah. Again, a lot of people that watch us are in our same age range. Yeah. And you got to get it done. Go. Especially if you got the history of this stuff in your family. If it runs there, go get that testing done early. Because in our community, it's a lot of. Try to get a black man to go get a colonoscopy. Yeah, it's gonna be different. Try to get him to go get his prostate checked at the age he's supposed to do it and stuff like that. You got to do it. Yeah.
And it's crazy, man, because like I was saying, now I got appointments on top of appointments. I got 3 appointments pending right now because the crazy thing is once you open the floodgates and you start to feel, you get over it's a fear, I think, that we're not in control of it. Once you get over that fear and you realize that it makes you feel better, and then you start thinking about your kids and your family, like. Because like I said, I almost didn't go. Yeah. First of all, I'm taking a leave and Tylenol mixed, like, you know what I'm saying? It was getting me relief for 4 to 6 hours, but it was destroying me. And I was this close 2 Sundays ago to not going. and everybody had powered down for the night and went to sleep. I couldn't even go upstairs because I needed to have my feet elevated above my heart in a chair with pillows stacked on top of it. And it kept slipping off in the bed. So I just ended up texting Lee. I'm like, I'm going now. I'm going. I got to.
Yeah.
And
I feel like that's how it was when I had the diverticulitis stuff a couple months back, where I was just laying there, and it's a whole day of pain. I mean, it just don't
pain.
stop.
Yes, man.
And I'm laying in bed at 9 o'clock, and it's just pain. She wanted me to go to the ER, and I'm sitting there like, I don't want to go. And at some point in my mind, I was just mentally like, you
Get
can't
your
do
ass
this.
up.
Yeah, you can't do this. You can't sit here and lay in this bed and be in pain all night. Yeah.
So, I mean, shout out. Seriously, shout out to that, man. It's amazing when you go and you get checked out and you get the right stuff. Like I said, you never know what happens to you down the line. But in the moment, to have relief from, because pain is different. Pain is weird, man. Sometimes they say pain is mental. Pain is mental until something is really in pain.
Yeah.
Like sometimes you can get over running in practice. That's mental. But like we saw in the Browns game today, like tore 2 tendons in his knee, Jed Wills. You can't get over that pain. You know what I'm saying? Like that's when that pain is happening, it's hard to focus on anything else in the world, man. So, but yeah, I feel 10 times better, man. There's been a lot of, moving parts with DMST recently, and not enough time focused on the mission and the goal of DMST podcast. So, we just got to get back on our horse and continue making good content. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's too much stuff going on in the world. There's a lot of stuff we got to comment on. So, that might be the most old.
It's for the first show in a month.
Yeah, that might be the most old. How was your last week in the history of?
Well,
weeks?
I usually cook my prunes for an hour, before I eat it. It's like, come on, man. Yeah.
Oh man.
Whew, it was a week.
Yeah, man.
It's been crazy. But
So where do we want to listen? For those of you who are listening, we have not been on in like a month.
Yeah. Shout out real quick. Shout out to Aaron. Shout out to Curvy CEO.
Curvy CEO and Curve the Runway, man.
Curve the Runway
He ain't been
4.
on since the week before that, huh?
Yeah, that's a man.
So yeah, it actually has been. I think it was like October 8th was the last time he was on.
Yeah.
Or 9th, something like that. But yeah, shout out. The Curve the Runway was dope.
Yep.
It was extra dope.
Good time.
Worked the red carpet.
Yep. Interviewed all the models and stuff.
All the models. I love to see the way she leveled up this year. I know she said she didn't want to do it again, man. But when you see somebody doing good work like that, man, you just hope they continue to do it, man. Or wherever it goes next, it holds up to that standard because it was really, really dope.
Yeah.
Really, really
I
serious.
really want to make sure that we shouted her out. But yeah, so where do we start real quick?
Where do we want to? It's so many things. There's so many things. So if you discovered that your young lady,
Here we go.
your other half, had a secret OnlyFans page, what is your reaction?
I mean, there's grounds for divorce. Let's just be honest. Look, we gonna be honest on this podcast all day long. That's where I'm sitting right now. We gonna be honest. There's grounds for divorce. So we talk about Joe Smith. Joe Smith is a former NBA player. He was the number 1 pick, I think.
Yep,
if I'm
he
correct.
sure was, man.
Didn't do it. I mean, he had a solid career. Not like what you would think from a number 1 player, but I mean, you can't be perfect in everything or whatever. But very solid career.
He was a really good player.
Yeah,
Played for us for a little bit.
Yeah, really solid career. So his wife had an OnlyFans page or whatever, and we only know about it because she decided she wanted to go live or something as they were discussing it at their house. Why? I don't know.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. Supposedly, I guess she worked on some type of sets work-ish type of field prior to the meeting. I think she did porn, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. She was a porn actress.
Okay. Which is the reason why even in that video when she went live, she was saying that you knew who I was when you met me and stuff like that. I think the question with this is that, or the issue with this is that can't you tell your husband? I think I'm gonna start. If y'all have an issue, what is it? Financial the reason she said that she needed to do it or something like that. Can't you talk to him about that without springing it on him? But does he really? I mean, how mad can he be if her goods is already out there? Everybody done seen them anyway. But she's a mom though, or she's a wife though. So I don't know.
Hold on. I'm trying to find her info. I think this is it. Hold on. I don't want to. We're not gonna put it up on the thing.
No, you can't do that. But
Of course
But
not.
yeah, so I mean,
I'm going to give you a sneak peek into Yasmin Penn Davis is her name. But she, okay, this is the one thing. This is the one that people are like, oh, he did know what she got into.
Yeah.
She did porn back when we was like rewinding the videotapes we found in the club. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
so I think he thought she had hung up her.
And she turned over a new leaf.
She turned over.
She had retired to clear heels.
But this goes back to that another conversation that's been going on in the ether since we've last been on. And they asked, can you turn a hoe into a housewife? And my answer is a resounding no in most cases.
Mm-hmm.
Because when the shit hits the fan, it's almost like if I sold dope. If shit hits the fan, what you think I'm going to do?
You go back to what you know.
You gonna go back to what you know.
I'm a starve, or I'm gonna go back to what I know.
Go back to what I know. She can pop that little thing open for a little bit, start a little page, interview us arguing. Now everybody and their mama want to try to go to her OnlyFans page, and subscribe. Like
because she did that on purpose.
She was on Cam and Mason them the other day.
I saw.
First of all, Cam.
I saw Cam completely out of pocket. Cam completely out of pocket.
Was Cam out of pocket?
I saw the clip. I saw the clip where he was sitting there talking. Yeah, I saw Cam out of pocket.
Hey, I mean, if you come on there with your cleavage out, like they said, Cam is a shooter. He gonna shoot from deep. No man, don't leave him open. He gonna shoot from deep.
Cam gonna shoot from half court.
Shooter. Yeah. And it was funny towards the end, man. He kept saying little comments like, yeah, I'll talk to you. I hit your DM now, get you out of this current situation you in, man. Cam a wild boy. But anyway, yeah, I don't think you can turn a hoe into a housewife. You know, if you're a young lady, your other half had a little fun in her 20s or whatever, even 30s, depending on when you met her. Okay, cool. But not a like, and I don't mean this disrespectfully. What I mean is the real definition of like, I have relations and then I get paid monetarily for my relations.
Yeah.
If that is what you're dealing with, when things hit the fan, he's probably whoever you're with is probably gonna go back to what they know.
Yeah.
I found myself doing that in real life.
And I'm on record on this show of saying that sex workers get a bad rap. I'm on record of saying that. So I'm not even against it.
Yeah.
I'm not against it. I just feel like you should have that conversation with respectfully with your husband. You should say, hey, whatever's going on, whatever, this is always in the back pocket of what I can do, or I'm going to go do this or whatever, and let him react the way he's going to react. But to be out there sneaking and doing it, that's something. That's something different. That's something different.
It was so beautiful to watch, man. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I feel like we doing Joe a service, man. Like Joe, with all due respect, she for the streets. Like even her entertaining Cam like that and laughing and giggling.
Yeah, like she got to, at some point. That's why I say Cam was out of pocket, because she's still married. You know, so that's why I'm like Cam out of pocket.
But that be the this is, man, we gonna go down a million different roads. This is why I believe, not that I know, but this is why I believe guys are the way they are when it comes to your girl being like either scantily clad or just out here in these streets crazy. It's not that we don't trust you. That's hard to say. But it's not that we don't trust you. It's just the cams exist.
Yeah.
And if I'm not there to protect you, what you're going to have to deal with is
the cams.
Who
don't take no's for answers.
And they don't care.
They don't care. I done walked in spots.
Because it's Keisha's, and I know that's why you don't want us going nowhere.
Yeah.
Because it's Keisha's who don't give a fuck, but there's definitely some cams who do not care and is going to try you. The only difference is I would never do it because I'm a male, but if I had to and my life was on the line, I could body slam Keisha and get up out of Dodge.
Yeah.
Sometimes them cams can get you in the corner and now you in a compromising position. Anyway.
Yeah. But yeah, again, she owes the husband a conversation. Like that's just, if anybody says anything opposite of that, then I don't need to have a conversation with you because you just obviously, I'm not gonna say you don't have sense, but you obviously ain't living in a different world.
Yeah,
you know.
And apparently one of his boys is the ones who was like, "Hey." But
see how his boy. I ain't gonna say how he found it.
This is the research I did. Okay. Apparently, every app, including because I was watching a pod the other day. Apparently, like on how you go on Instagram or something, and it'll give you either you on stories and it'll switch to a story that's like a Instagram sponsored story, and it'll be 3 profiles they think you should follow.
Yeah.
I guess they do that on OnlyFans. Like at some part, I don't know where, but somewhere on OnlyFans, they'll be like, you should follow such and such based on who you follow, I guess. I don't know.
Okay.
I'm hoping for the sake of his friendships
that's how
his friends found out. But what do you do? What the fuck do you do?
Oh, you got to go tell your boy. Like if you come across a pod.
But this the question.
Or
she could have been cooking. Do you drop the $9.99 to confirm?
Man, how you trying to put me in this type of spot, man? This is a family podcast. You trying to put me in the I'll be honest, you probably do got to drop it because it's like if you think you see your homie's wife cheating or something like that, like you gonna kind of is that her or something like that? You gonna try to get a little closer, take a little picture or something like that. You gotta have if you plan on telling the person, you gotta have the proof. So you probably gotta. You would hope it's a little cheaper than $9.99. You would hope maybe it's like a $4.99 special for the month. But it's you would hope it's a special. Maybe.
But what if you pop that $9.99 and it's your homie and his girl make? That's why I don't think I would jump in straight if I saw her because these people be living these freaky alternate lives.
That's true.
And then you in there like, bro, I saw your girl, and he got to be like, yeah, we make OnlyFans videos.
Yeah, I don't know.
Now you looking at your boy sideways.
I mean, it's yeah. I mean, I'm wondering like how, like you say, I guess it was just a suggestion or whatever. But so much stuff is gonna come out anyway. I just saw another story to speak about another teacher doing an OnlyFans that got fired or something like that or whatever. I remember you said on the show when we talked about it previously, like, yo, these people gonna find it. Like these kids is gonna find it. If it's out, somehow, some way, they gonna find it and it's out there. So with that being the case, you gotta. It's that's why she got to have that conversation with him beforehand. Yeah, she has to have that conversation. I mean, that's the fact that they didn't have that conversation prior to is kind of crazy. Yeah, it's kind of insane, man. So since we talking relationships, let me tell you what's been under my skin for 2 weeks. Okay, it's this whole stupid ass list shit about the dates and stuff. Man. Like we don't have to pull up the list and show. I'm gonna pull it up. Okay, you can show it because I don't even really want to speak to like the places that's on there and talk about what's wrong with this. I don't really want to do that part. What gets me is about the whole thing is the people who can't be real about it. Because if the people are being honest about it, the women who are on the side of this list and why you can't do this and these places you can't take me or whatever for what is it, first date or something like that? Yeah, this is list of places women absolutely refuse to go on a first date. Let's just be honest. This whole shit is about money. It ain't about lists. It ain't about nothing. It's all about money. And I actually respect the people who say, no, I want you to take me to a fancier place or something like that. It's all about money. Let's keep it 100. Let's stop sitting here lying about something. Because the problem I got with this list or something like that, fuck the food places, whatever, this and that. You know what I got with the list? What I've been saying? What's wrong with these spaces? Like these places, like people are losing the definition, or people are losing the understanding of what it means to go out and meet somebody and what we're supposed to be doing on a first date and things like that. The concept of a first date is honestly to talk to somebody, get to know somebody, things like that, or whatever. I saw Taylor from Brilliant. She one of the producers, I guess, so background people on Brilliant. They destroyed her on that episode. A couple weeks ago when she was on there with and Jess had stopped down or what, so Schultz was gone. I don't even know if he's back yet. No, but he's on tour. Oh, but this is the one with Glasses Malone. No, but the week before, she's in there yelling, "Don't take me to a chain restaurant." It's net. All these restaurants are chain restaurants. They're all. But it's just like, I was telling Corlisha, I'm like, hey, but So say you don't want to go to a chain, so you don't want to go to Olive Garden. Because when you say don't take me to a chain, what you're really saying is take me to something that's more expensive because you don't want this chain or whatever.
Can I say something real quick though?
Go ahead. But it's like if you don't want to go to Olive Garden or something like that, but if I'm gonna take you somewhere else, if your ass is just gonna order lasagna, you could have ordered lasagna at the goddamn Olive Garden. Stop being. There's not the restaurant. It's your basic ass that don't want to go to the restaurant.
I don't even know if I trust you if you don't want to go to Olive Garden because you can't tell me that it's a better salad in the United States of America.
Yeah,
I will eat that salad and damn near need a box for my food.
And the breadsticks. And the breadsticks.
Yes, and the breadsticks fucking with Olive Garden.
Shout out to Kareem in the feed. She said annoying list. It's annoying.
Yeah.
What I don't like is the you're acting like you're too good for this. Also, if you can't have you ever DoorDash some food from Applebee's or Chili's or Cheesecake Factory or something like that? Don't ask me to do something that you not doing for yourself. Because if you carry your ass to Applebee's, Chili's, Olive Garden, if you carry your ass there on a Tuesday because it's good enough on a Tuesday, then nigga is good enough on a Friday too when we go out on this date or whatever. Stop asking people to do for you what you can't or will not do for yourself. It's not that person's job to come in and do all these things that you can't do or whatever. Now, we doing something on the date out of the goodness of out of your heart or whatever, this and that, that's fine. And I understand wanting to put your best foot forward and try to this and that, all these extra things, but if you're not doing it for yourself, stop expecting people to come in and do something for you that you don't do for yourself, and stop acting like this shit is beneath you when your ass is fucking eating a burrito from Moe's the other day. So if you eat it, then you know I told Carlisha this too, and it's not flexing enough. I'm like, our first date was at Beat Ups. Yeah. And guess what we did on our first date? We did this strange, crazy fucking thing that not a lot of people do these days. We talked. Yeah, that's what. We talked. Our first day was at Beat Ups. And guess what? You got proposed to on the fucking top of a rooftop restaurant in Aruba. Who the fuck is winning? You better say that shit. So who the fuck is winning? Brainstorm number 4 letter U, nigga. That's what I'm saying. So we talk. So y'all arguing about lists and stuff. It's about money. And to a woman, not to a man. You know, I be saying to a man, to a point, to a woman. Amir went to a little party across the street to a little girl's house. They liked it. Their parents was having a little cookout. As long as it ain't my daughter. Yeah. We let her walk. You know, he went across the street to a little party or whatever. You know, a couple weeks back, he came home talking about, I helped set up the food and yada yada and that or whatever. And I looked right at him. I looked right at his mom. I looked at Carlisha and I said, hey, now you know they're going to expect that from you. Because you setting that expectation of this is what you do. And I said, Carlisha, am I right? Carlisha ain't opened the door in 4 years. Because she know we get to a door, I'm going to open this door for you. I'm going to do this for you, whatever. It's like, now they expect that from you. So if I'm taking you to this big bomb-ass spot on the first date, to a woman, you understand that's what you're going to expect going forward. But also, and we can't, it's just, so I understand being nice. It's too much. Let's just be real on a first date. And like, it's two things. You 1,000,000% right. And people talking about, you can't go to a movie. Okay, usually it's dinner and a movie. Like, let's stop being ridiculously specific. Like, somebody's going to take you to see Avengers and take you home. It's usually dinner and a movie. Yeah. Okay, so, but the rest of these things are absolutely absurd on this list. Like, so to put it in, me and Leah's first date was us two at the pond. Yeah, I remember you saying like a park or something. At Tri-C off Richmond. East out there. Yeah. East. Yeah. And we went to, it was a Walmart, used to be a Walmart on Rockside. Remember, it used to be a Walmart out Rockside? Yep. We went to that Walmart. It used to be Applebee's out that way, too. We went to that Walmart, and it was something. Yeah, it used to be Applebee's, too. It was something going on. Must have been the beginning of school year or something like that. But they had coloring pages at the front door and crayons for 25 cents a pack. We got 2 25-cent packs of crayons, 2 coloring pages. We went across down the street to the damn pond. We colored. We had a coloring contest. Then we went across the street to get. She got a smoothie at whatever the smoothie spot is. We made the people inside the smoothie spot like vote on who won. That was it. But it wasn't. People get caught up in like the thing. Yeah. Well, all that was like that proved me and her could chill together. That proved y'all could talk. We could talk. We had similar like relaxing interests. Like we was chilling. She didn't have to overly impress me. I didn't have to overly impress her. Like the first, like I feel like we
while I'm frustrated with it, I feel like a lot of this it's on our shoulders to like teach the kids in their 20s what's important, because they just grasping from straws. Every decision they make is Instagram related. It got to be Fendi, Gucci, Louis, Prada, all of it.
Yeah.
When the core of a relationship is how you function, like at the bare, like with damn near nothing. Like that is what the core of a relationship is. They're like half the things on here. The last thing on this list is sporting events.
Sports events.
That's the. Me and Leah went to we linked up with you, brainstorming, opening night of the Cavs.
Mm-hmm.
It was some horrible calls that game, horrendous calls that game. Leah's up there talking about, it was a female ref talking about she on her period.
Leah was talking big shit. Huh?
She is screaming at the top of her lungs. It could tell you what kind of personality the person has. Like, are they funny? Are they shy in person? You know what I'm saying? Like whatever. You know what I mean? Like. All of these things teach you and tell you how a person is. The shit that really matters in a relationship, man.
All I hear when people arguing about this whole thing is the shallowness of stuff. Like I said, when you're supposed to be talking anyway. So put something on there to say like the movies, because you can't talk in the movies for 2-3 hours.
But take her to dinner first.
Yeah, something like that. It's just I saw one of the girls from Horrible Decisions, Mandy Owies, I forgot which one it is. I think it's Mandy, but she does another pod with somebody else called See It How It Is, something like that. But she was talking about the list of one of the clips they put out, and she was talking about, she doesn't want to go to like Starbucks or something like that. She doesn't consider that to be a first date, like it's like a pre-date thing. The first date is a pre-date to see if we can actually go out on a date or whatever. That's what the first date is. Like that's why you shouldn't be paying $5,000 on the first date unless that's your money bracket.
Yes.
If that's what you can do and it's comfortable for you, if an expensive ass date and dinner is what you can afford, easy for you, then that's your norm.
But then that doesn't make a successful date.
Yeah, you shouldn't be going out your norm for something. Be creative. Like don't give me a list. Tell me to be creative. You know what I'm saying? But y'all don't want creative. Y'all want money. You want the status of being, let's say, where somebody took you. So what happened in a month when he can't afford to take you there?
Then now what? Can y'all go to the pond in color?
Oh, is that
the
going to
answer
be boring?
is no. What the hell y'all got?
That's what I mean. That's what I mean.
What do y'all have?
So I respect it. I respect the people that just like, no, I don't want to go there. But it's about money.
Yeah, that's all it really is, man.
And that's what I'm saying. I'm glad I'm not in that pool no more.
But also, this is another thing, man. And I'm not saying, I don't think either one of us sit on our tail, or most guys sit on their tail and the woman comes to them. There's usually some sort of mutual interest. I think a lot of this stems from guys do a lot of chasing and hounding of women that don't really like them. I saw some shit. What was I watching? Was it Duval? It was somebody who was like, I can't remember who it was, man. Somebody who said it was funny, but in that moment, they like the take they had was crazy serious. It was like, all of this sounds like she don't really like you. Oh, it was Cam. It was Cam and Mace.
Okay.
It was like, all this just shows that she don't really rock with you, bro. That's all this shows.
Yeah.
If you got to do all this just to. If that woman, like early on in your relationship, fellas, I don't think if you going to Target and your girl don't want to grab her coat to go with you, I don't know what y'all building, but it ain't on a solid foundation.
Yeah, tell me that. Yeah.
It don't need to be nothing crazy. You want to spend time with her, she want to spend time with you, and it don't really matter where y'all go or what y'all do. And of course, you want to take those situations multiple times a year where you do something a little bit more extravagant and a little bit more romantic, and you get to the point where you're taking trips and going on different styles dates. Of course,
it's gonna come in time.
Of course that happens, but if that woman just don't want to spend time with you, man.
You can't.
Then you're barking up the wrong tree anyway.
So save your money, man. You know, I was talking to MTV the other day. I talked to him finally. I hadn't hollered at him in a minute, and we was talking about this topic for a little bit. I was like, I'm just glad I'm not in the dating pool no more.
Yeah,
I promise you, I'm not,
crazy,
because
man.
it's just, just the stuff that people argue over, and it's like I wish I was fighting through people that tried to present something like where you couldn't take me or something like that. Well, all right, well,
bye,
enjoy,
man.
Enjoy it. Enjoy your life.
Dude walked away from a date the other day. I saw this dude just got up. And she was like, this date kind of kept you in the friend zone. And he was like, here, bye, I'm out.
Yeah, man.
She's like, we can't be friends. I wish I would have saved the video.
I got enough friends, man.
But it's crazy. Like, for it, like it, and it happens to this day. Like, I picked Mackenzie up from school. This had to be Monday or Tuesday. Monday or Tuesday. I picked her up from school, and while I'm sitting there waiting for her to come out, I knew she had a coat, but I know she wanted a different coat. And so I started searching. What happened? I went and got a Scully before I picked her up, but I found a Scully for her. I knew she didn't have one. It was cold as fuck on Monday. That was the day, right?
Yeah.
And so I went and got, because I didn't have a Scully, so I went and bought me a Scully after work and bought her 2 Scullys, and it was black and one was pink. And so I'm like, all right, we got to get a winter coat to like match her Scully, because the one she had was like light blue and something. It didn't match.
Yeah.
And so I'm looking up, and I went black, fur hood coat or whatever, and the first one came up was at Kohl's. And so I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And that shit was on sale for like from $80 to $30. I'm like, bet we are going to Kohl's right now. And so I picked her up from school, and I went to hit Leah, and I'm while the phone is ringing, my brain is about to tell her, hey, I'm about to go to Kohl's with Mackenzie and grab her a coat. And between the first and second ring, my brain said, nigga, she is not going. You gonna have a not a real argument, but a mini like, you went to Kohl's argument if you don't just say, hey, you want to go to Kohl's with us? Because if it's your woman, man. If you about to go to Kohl's and go shopping, or anywhere and go shopping, and you don't invite her along,
You know what's funny?
you in for. So I called her and I said,
hey,
I was just about to tell you me and Kenzie was going to Kohl's, but
do you want to go, basically?
I'm on my way to the house to pick you up to go to Kohl's. She was like, I'll be ready when you get here. That's what relationships are, man.
You know how funny things are, whatever, how much I've realized, even though I kind of was always that way even before we got married or whatever, but it's just how much of stuff like that, I'm going to go do this. Do you need to go? Do you want to go? Or something like that. The check-in or something like that. Just because you know the argument when we get home if we did something.
It can be minor, but still, she going to feel some kind of way.
Yeah. So,
I'd walk back in the house with that damn bag and that coat, and she'd where y'all go?
Yeah, now she appreciates you doing it, but okay. Yeah.
So, let's see. You know what's crazy? We went, I got something. I mean, Mackenzie got something, and she got something. I ain't even get nothing. I was trying to find me a little something, but that's how it be, man.
Yeah, man. People got to get over it. Like I said, this whole thing is about money, and I'm so sick of, and I'm so sick of us in our community. You see why some people are single, and that's all I'll say. Because I've seen people retweeting stuff about along these lines and the arguments and the dumb arguments, and I don't understand why y'all not getting this, whatever. But I can understand why you're single, because I'm not. I told you it ain't a flex. I'm telling you, that's my life. I can't flex when it's my life, nigga. It happened.
And people are, people got, it's whatever. People got all kinds of different stuff going on.
Yeah.
But like people are different in specificities, meaning like I might be a Browns fan, somebody else might be a Bills fan. We different in that aspect. But when it comes to the things and the foundations that comes to making a relationship, there are boxes you got to check. And there are general feelings. I don't know if you ever been to an event. You're going to be at more, whereas you and 5 other married dudes and your wife and 5 other married women, and it's just a general thing y'all fall into. Whether y'all start talking about sports or different things than y'all look crap. There are ties that bind people in relationships. Yeah, everybody is specific in different little things, but there are boxes you got to check off. And for some reason, it's a big part of this population that wants to go around all the boxes you got to check off in a relationship, as if somehow the amount of money I spend on you on the first date or whatever, it don't even matter. Whatever we do on the first date has to be elaborate in order for whatever we have to be real. When it is literally the opposite. You learn so much more doing the opposite. You learn so much more when it's just you and that person. Because for the majority of your life, you're not going to be at a $5,000 dinner.
No.
For the majority of your life, it's going to be you and that person, that man, that woman, whatever it is.
In the kitchen making spaghetti.
You got a little bit of a cold. She don't really feel like cooking, but she do it anyway. She got a cold. You don't really feel like cooking, but you do it anyway. Yeah. The trash sat there for a day because neither one of y'all feel like taking it out, but you just went on ahead and took it out the next day because it's set for a day. Like, that's what life really is, man. And the more moments you have like that up front, the better you are at building a foundation is going to last for a long time.
That's why the facade makes no sense.
Zero sense.
It makes no sense.
But I feel like it's up to us to teach
if we not
kids.
eating at this top end steakhouse or whatever all the time when we go out, then this makes no sense.
And like aside from it not making sense, unless you got it, even if you got it, I wish the problem is a lot of people don't even know people who got it. That's the problem. Because people who don't have it think that everybody who got it just do elaborate shit all the time. And
really
I
don't.
know a few people in my life don't have it like NBA players, but they got it. But the reason they
got it
have
to a
it
better
is because
extent.
they don't do the wild shit 6 days a week.
Yeah. We were having that conversation earlier when we was on the way to the store. Yeah. Or when we got to the store, yeah.
Yes, like it's people in my family or around that could like pay for an entire funeral. Cash. No need for insurance. But to get there, you don't spend money on dumb shit the other 364 days a year.
Yeah.
You don't go get $4,000 meals for no damn reason. You don't buy an $800 bottle of champagne for no damn reason.
Yeah.
In order to get it, you got to keep it to use it at some point.
Yeah.
We can't just
Especially
use it.
like for the regular people who that ain't ball players.
They just think niggas just go and even these niggas that get on a private jet, man, they'll rent that bitch out for a day, or let's say a real rich nigga got it and they'll let them use it. People got to stop getting fooled.
LeBron is notoriously cheap.
Cheap as hell.
All the stories that come up about him, how he won't use the phone lessons on Wi-Fi or something like that. LeBron is notoriously cheap. Notoriously cheap. And people be looking like, nigga, you got all the money in the world.
And half the niggas who got all these clothes and jewelry on,
they don't even buy it. They
let them wear the shit down the runway to the game because they're damn near a marketing billboard.
Yeah. So people give it to them. People give it to them.
So they think these closets is full of all these weird jackets and shit, nigga. They don't own that shit.
Not at all.
God, dog,
not at all,
man.
No, our priorities are messed up. Like this whole thing, the whole list of this whole thing is fucked up or whatever.
It's
just
crazy, man.
Again, this is us in our community arguing about something that makes no sense. That matters nothing. Matters in no way, shape, or form. But I don't know. I know I want to talk about restaurants a little bit more, but I want to say this too. Since we're rebranding our show and things like that, obviously, it was already in the works anyway. Us trying to rebrand the show. That's why we have been talking about things in different looks and the cameras and stuff. We are going to be stepping up our guest game a little bit too. We got to get back into. We haven't had a guest on the show outside of Aaron being here. We haven't had a guest on the show in months.
Yeah.
Months. So even people that's watching the show, the people that like to tune in and you watch us and things like that, if you ever just want to come sit and shoot the shit with us for an episode, let us know. Pull up. You see what we do on the show. We gonna talk. We gonna have real conversations. So just if you wanna be on the show or something like that, if you wanna be a guest, and a lot of y'all we've known for years, and the same shit we do that we talk about when we see y'all or when y'all pull up to our events, it's the same thing that happens on the show. So
and we don't do this enough. So I don't. If you're listening live right now, or if you're listening throughout the week, stop. Go over to our YouTube page. Subscribe to the DMST podcast. There's going to be a lot of content. Once we do stop going live, our show visually is going to live there as an uploaded show and not a live show. Some different alternatives to shows that, we do pod and R&B. We might be able to, because we're not going live with the restriction of music, we may be able to incorporate some pod and R&B into an actual live podcast.
Yeah.
With artists. It's a lot of stuff we can do, man. There's a lot of stuff that's going to live on YouTube.
So go and subscribe there. Shout out to Fabian just signed in the feed. That's another person. Sir. I saw him a couple weeks ago at the wine spot and everything or whatever. We got to link up and chill.
Me and him was talking on Twitter the other day because I wanted the Cavs trade Evan Mobley. That's a whole other conversation, man. Right, I know it don't sound right. It sounds crazy.
We're not doing this today, okay?
It sounds crazy.
We're not doing this today.
It sounds crazy. When you really think about it, what does he do offensively better than he did the first time he stepped on the court?
Not really anything.
Exactly.
But we're not going there.
Okay.
We're not going there.
Evan Mobley for Cat is what I'm saying. Let's do it before his value drop. All right. Anyway, next topic.
That's a whole other topic. All right.
You said you want to get into restaurants. I want to get into some other.
No, but yeah, just real quick. This is another thing that's been in the news cycle, or whatever. Because we have these conversations about going out to restaurants and eating the service and tipping and stuff like that or whatever. But Keith Lee has been in the news cycle.
I finally just heard about him.
Yeah, I honestly just learned about him too because everything happened because the trips to Atlanta. Obviously, he's already been huge.
I didn't know nothing about him.
But the Atlanta circuit is what has blown up recently. And I wanted to ask Corlisha to ask her friends down there in Atlanta that live there. So I know they had a bad experience when one of those last times she was down there trying to get into, I think, 2 Chainz restaurant, and just the wait and this and that.
It is a mess. Atlanta's
Atlanta
restaurant
is a
scene is
fucking
terrible.
nightmare.
Atlanta's restaurant scene is terrible.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
lived
So-
down there for 2 years. Their restaurant scene is a bunch of Applebee's and shit. Like it's not it's not a good.
It's
restaurant
Applebee's
scene.
on steroids. The first place I ever went to that was like a restaurant lounge-ish type of place was out down that way. I think it was in East Point. It was called like the Ultimate Bar and Grill. I remember going there. So it's like it was basically a restaurant, but it had live DJs and a big long, I mean, just a ridiculously long bar, and it was pumping. I'm like, oh, this is Atlanta, and it was on one of my early trips to Atlanta. And I'm like, oh, this is Atlanta. This is how they getting it in out here or whatever. But the stuff people are complaining about, even with the Keith Lee thing, the Keith Lee stuff that's happening, kind of blew up. If people don't know, he was down there. I forgot what he was down there for. So he decided to visit restaurants. Keith Lee is a guy that became
like
famous online.
He goes to different restaurants.
And became famous online for going to places and critique it and stuff like that. And he does a lot for like smaller restaurants because once he got a name, he'll go to a smaller place
and blow it up
and stuff like that. But
he did one positive review. A teacher who had a restaurant and she was able to retire.
Yeah. So it's like, so this happens, but so like he goes into places, and full credit to him for what I've read about him. He tries to be incognito. He doesn't take special
sometimes just send his family members in there.
Yeah. So he tries to, he'll send family in a lot of times or whatever. So he was in Atlanta recently and had a lot of bad experiences. And a lot of the people that live in Atlanta was like, yo, he dead on.
Yeah,
like,
he
it's
is.
Like it's weird. You can't get takeout. You can't do this.
We get spoiled in Cleveland. I know people like, oh, Cleveland is very unique.
Yeah.
In the fact that our food scene is about as good as it gets outside of like, you know, the real fancy schmancy LA,
the
New
big
York
ass
stuff.
New York stuff or whatever. Yeah.
You can
Chicago.
get any because of the diversity of people that live here. You can get top notch Greek food, Italian food, Indian food, soul food. You can get everything at like the pinnacle, not just like, oh, this is pretty. Like, damn, this is amazing. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. So it's my thing is we have to do better for us, you know, again, in our community and our people. So I like the way Candy responded when he went to her restaurant. You know, she actually sat there and put on a nice video and said, hey, sorry you didn't have a good experience. You know, this is why this happened. You know, like the to-go orders, you know, hey, on weekends we can't do to-go orders. Everybody wants, you know, it'll just overwhelm our staff. We can't do it. You know, so that's why you couldn't get that. But I'm sorry you had this long of a wait. Like all these things or whatever. Other people was just fighting them, you know, and one restaurant put out like a little parody video making fun of them and stuff like that. It's like that ain't gonna get you nowhere. Like we have to do better. Again, Atlanta might be an anomaly, you know. Where
it's a terrible food city. Love the city.
I told you, Cornisha had I remember they were down there. They tried to get in 2 Chainz, and again, it was just something weird that night. They couldn't get into the restaurant.
Niggas is always trying to go somewhere, so you can't just go get a plate. It's just wild, man.
Yeah,
you end up at the little food truck wing spot. Like they always get these little food trucks set up where you can get wings. Or you end up at Checkers. Like it's really you can't really get food. Like it's crazy because of what we can get here and what you probably get used to in the Midwest and on the East Coast. It's weird, man.
Yeah.
You would think it'd be different.
Yeah. But you would think that in the effort of wanting to make money, it would be different. But I think people get spoiled a lot of times when you know the business is going to be there. We say that about the Browns a lot of times. When shit is going bad for the Browns, but that stadium going to be sold out.
Yep,
and every parking lot around the stadium is going to be full and stuff, no matter what. You know, and at some point, you know, I think those restaurants, it's the same type of thing. Oh, they going to come. It's Atlanta. It's a lot of black people. They going to come to our restaurants and they going to get it no matter what. We going to argue about it. We going to complain, but they going to still come.
And then the food be blah. He be like, oh,
it be mid.
God, damn. I done waited 45 minutes for this bullshit.
Yeah. So, so I actually want to touch on that where it's like, people, we got to do better. It's just like we have to, it's not wrong of us as consumers to demand more about y'all with y'all product and what y'all gonna give to us, especially if I'm going to pay my money for it. But also for us as consumers, we got to stop complaining about the shit and getting online and complaining. Yeah, that's one thing, but stop going. That's what's going to make the biggest impact when you hit them in the pockets. If it ain't hitting them in the pockets, they don't care.
They ain't gonna feel it.
Yeah, they ain't gonna care. Yeah. So that's my thing with that.
I wanted to. Dang man, I'm just trying to find it. Okay, I wanted to bring this up. I saw this post earlier, and I started. You know how I started posting it on my story, right?
Yeah.
And I know we've talked about similar topics like this before, but I really believe for our generation, for our lives, not for our parents and stuff like that, but for any generation, 80s babies, maybe 70s babies, up. 1996 might have been the pinnacle of music. That might have been the peak. That was the last time Pac, Biggie, Michael Jackson, Prince, Luther Vandross, Whitney Houston, and all of them were alive and making music.
Okay.
Like alive and putting out albums. That was the last year. That's also the year. I know you not really, I don't know how big you are into different kind of stuff because I like some weird stuff when I was, this is when I was 14, probably when you was 15. You talking about Fugees Killing Me Softly, Bone Thugs Crossroads, one of my favorite songs of all time. I know it sounds crazy. Alanis Morissette, Ironic. But If I Ruled the World, Nas and Lauryn Hill, the Jamiroquai Virtual Insanity. It was that year put out. It was like the coming out for Bone. If I'm not mistaken, I gotta look out when Hove album came out. 96.
Oh, tomorrow, Reasonable Doubt.
96 was
Like 94, I think.
Yeah, 96 was, I don't know if it was the year. That was the last year of royalty. Because after that, Pac died, then the next year, Biggie died, and it was never the same sense. Like, of course, we had people come along, but when you look at all the people who were alive and well and kicking and making, like,
at the top of their
Mike,
game still.
Prince, Luther, and Whitney was still making music, not just like touring off the shit they did.
Yeah,
they hadn't even put out Dance With My Father again, all that kind of, like, they hadn't even put out music yet.
Yeah.
That they ended up, like, that was 96 might have been.
Well, let's just call out the
peak
mid
for us.
90s. It just
But
about that time.
96 was the last year Pac was alive.
Okay.
And like making music. That's why I picked 96 was because in September that year Pac died.
Yeah.
And then after that he wasn't like all those people were actively making albums, which is just crazy to think about, man. And then since then, for our generation, like we've obviously had 50 come along after that, and Wayne and all these people. I think Usher might have came after that.
Yeah, Usher was
Let me see.
I'm trying to think My Way. My Way was already out and stuff, I think, in 96.
If that's the case, that makes this even more crazy.
I think. Because that's the one that's what everybody kind of knows. Yeah, he had the album before the My Way album or whatever. I think that album was called
Nice
My
and
Way.
Slow was 97.
Oh yeah. So he was already out. Yeah.
You Make Me Wanna was 97.
Yeah, that's all. That's yeah.
Yeah, so that stuff.
Yeah.
Was it 97?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. So
You might be Usher. This nigga 5'8".
I might be, man. I might be. Usher on the comeback now. You know, it's so funny because I don't even hear that shit no more. You know, at some point, it was all the goddamn.
It was 97.
97?
September 16th, 97. I mean, but yeah, still, Usher came out right after. It's not a big. I just think for us, like with Pac still alive, like that was just. And then you throw all the people up under the amount of people who's making music, just Snoop and.
Yeah.
Boys to Men, Drew Hill, Jodeci, Dre. It was just
people still made
everybody was
music
still
then.
alive.
Yeah, people still. I mean, to be honest, people still made music. Then I know we're the old people that thinks that music is not the same, and it is. For what '90s was to us, it's what the music is to the younger people nowadays. You know, so obviously it is what it is. But
it's like 03.
But
it's like 03 NBA. Like
with
it
the
was
draft
a year
class.
before. I wish it would have. He would stay one more year, and we would have had a year.
ATLians. Fabian said ATLians was 96.
ATLians, man. It was just
Reasonable Doubt was 96. Okay, thanks, Fabian.
it was just that 96 was like, man, goddamn, like that was a year. But after, like I'm saying, because after that Pac pass, it was like when Jordan left in the 02-03 season. If he would have stayed one more year, we would have had Kobe, LeBron, Jordan, Shaq, Duncan, all of them in the league at the same time. Iverson, like that would have been the best group of basketball players to ever be in the NBA at the same time.
Jordan was a shell of himself, but
but still, like, I mean, with all due respect,
we gonna get into that because I
know
know
this
who
is
I'm
fucked
talking
up. I know this is fucked up. Cause Pac was too. Pac was literally a shell. You know what I'm saying?
Man, come on, man.
Because I'm just saying, Pac in this situation, Pac is Jordan. You know what I'm saying? He just didn't quite make it to
man.
97. But yeah, like it was just for us, for our generation, that was just that year in particular was a wild year with music, man. That was Don't Go Chasing Waterfalls by TLC.
Yeah.
That was just, man, that was.
You just had more. Again, we're the old people.
Yeah.
You just had more talented people back then.
Like the Fugees and Lauryn Hill. Man, that's crazy.
And the problem to me just goes back to, at that point, you had to sell an album. You had to have a whole CD. You had to make people have to want to get out and buy it. So not only did you have to have a good product, you had to have good singles, and you had to have good music videos to go with it and stuff like that. Everything had to be good. Now it's just like a motherfucker ain't got to move because you could put something out. Shit, Lucky Day came out with a single on Friday, which is dope. Which is a really good song, and I'm not saying I'm not. I'm not putting him into any of the other category.
Lucky
whatever.
Day cold.
Yeah, he's cold. It's a dope single. I think it's called It's You. And then I saw shout out to Titan, who I saw Jay Sean post about it, and then Titan was had said something too or whatever. One of them posted about it, and then I know I think Jay Sean said that it's actually written by Bruno. That's You. Okay, it's called That's You. Yeah. It's actually written by Bruno Mars, and I guess produced with the same people that produced the Silk Sonic album. So, that sense, it sounds Silk Sonic-ish.
Because you know who else is fire? October London. Everybody is coming. Man, October London fire.
We played it last night when I was working.
Because that's the thing. We say we are old. We are old. We in our 40s. But music sounds good because the harmonies match the beat, and it'll never change.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So when October London drop a song or Silk Sonic come out, it is not a coincidence that it like makes people pause for a minute, and be like, "Damn, that sounds good."
A good song,
because it literally sounds good audibly to our ears. You know what I'm saying?
And like I said, so what happens is like nowadays, back then when you had to sell an actual album or CD, you had to put the work in. Now it's like, yo, you ain't got to move. So I get the notice on my phone that says somebody put an album out or a song or something, and you can either download it or you play it, and it's about streams. You ain't got to put no effort in right now. Like you had to make a person want to get up off the couch
and
go into a store. Sam Goody.
Put the little headphones on, play the 30-minute snippet.
You had to make a person want to get up and go do that back in the day. And anything that you eliminate the desire to make or the work to make somebody have to do something, eliminate the work. If you do that, all right, then it's going to diminish the product. Because if you have to put that,
crazy you say that.
Yeah,
man.
It diminishes the product.
That's why I think I know this sounds crazy. We all over the place. I think that's why we love food. There's no shortcut. There's no shortcut to preparing the top-notch meal.
We could throw it in the microwave.
Yeah.
And a microwave dinner is going to be cool for what it is.
We could be new age, but nigga, when you sit down and that steak melt in your mouth, pause, you like, okay.
Big pause.
Somebody put some time and some effort into this.
It's like when I make cookies, when I do the chocolate chip cookies. All right, it's one thing if I just buy the little package and break them off.
But I can tell the difference. Pause and brainstorm, make them homemade cookies. You can tell the difference, brother.
Yeah. But
this nigga made last nigga was in the kitchen. This shit is made with love.
I dropped those chocolate chips in one at a time. One at a time.
And nigga had Music Soul Child playing in the background. We was making these.
I turned the music down. I mean, I turned the lights down in the whole house. You know what I'm saying? Put some soft music.
Only candles when you cook.
I send the wife and the kids away for a couple hours. Okay, man. Hey, it is what it is when I do them chocolate chip cookies.
But
man.
no, for real, when you can tell some people put some energy into something.
Yeah.
It's just like, I like food, but to me, good music is like Thanksgiving dinner done right, or just a big family dinner meal done right. It ain't gotta be Thanksgiving dinner. When you sit down and your fork hit that plate and you be like, oh shit.
Yeah.
No, this food, bro. I don't know what I've been eating for the last 300 days, but this shit hit different.
Yeah.
The first time I heard October London, I'm like, I don't know what other music I've been listening to, but this shit is different, and I understand why my parents like Marvin Gaye.
Yeah,
and he died before I got to preschool, but hearing this, I know why they love Marvin Gaye, because this is pause. It do something to your ears, like you know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I'm here for it. So that's why I love when I hear good music or hear good new music and things like that. But so I'm here for it all day long.
It's like I go back on YouTube a lot. I go on YouTube a lot, and I love watching reaction videos. And what I do love watching is like younger people react to
something that we've already vibed 2 years ago.
Like if I ruled the world, like this, I watch so many people go back and listen to Bone and Biggie and be flabbergasted. Like I remember when I first heard Bone and Biggie, and I had never heard Biggie rap like that. That's when I knew how influential Bone was. And I hear these new niggas be like, I ain't never heard Biggie rap like that. That's the same thing we said.
Yeah.
That's how influential these niggas was.
The coldest part about Notorious does is the build up. I hate the build up is like 5 minutes long in itself. But to have that build up come in like that, and then Big come in the way he come on, man.
Ain't too many man
with us, you know what I'm saying?
And I'm listening to these young dudes. They're like, I ain't
man.
never heard Big rap like that. Big rap like that. And I'm on my couch like, no. That's what make this song so fire.
Yeah.
It's because in 1997, after he died, the album came out, and we was sitting on our porch, and Bone and Biggie came on, and niggas was like, nigga, Biggie is rapping like Bone. It blew niggas' minds. Mm-hmm. So I love going back and watching people.
I was about to ask a stupid question. I'm like, you think they really meant to name that album Life After Death? But I had to think about it. It was already ready to die anyway. So, but that's I remember Charlamagne saying a while back on one of his shows. He's like, people had to get out of that speed of out of that space of being obsessed with this death thing. Pac was like that. Pac was always like, yo, I can see my demise and this and that and all these things. Whatever. Pac put out the I Ain't Mad at You video.
That was 96. That was 96. That was part of the thing.
And remember, I think that video dropped after he died too. He had already shot a video of him being in heaven dead with all these celebrities that was already fucking dead. People had to get out of that space of being obsessed with their fucking demise.
I watched it last night, man.
And I remember it feeling creepy as fuck too watching that video. But people had to get out of that shit. Yeah. Snoop was in that shit for a little bit.
Yeah, a lot
the
of
murder
them.
was the case.
Murder was the case.
And he thought he was gonna die. He came all that shit or whatever. You know, Snoop came out better on the other side. Man, Snoop is a classic. I mean, Snoop is a national treasure, by the way, too.
There was an outside. There is now, obviously. It's getting back to being reckless, but there was a genuine like I might not make it feel to the 90s.
Oh yeah, because it was wild.
Because it was wild, man. Like I was talking the other day, people. I know it's different, and I don't really move in that world, but I'm like, where do they sell drugs? They don't even sell drugs where they used to sell drugs when I was in high school.
Nah,
the corners used to be flooded with people.
It's all phones now.
It's a different world.
It's all
man.
phones now. You won't have to have the corner. Cause I'm starting to wire again because I keep trying to start the wire. And I always stop or whatever. So I'm starting to wire again. Like it ain't that shit no more. I mean, I ain't gonna say
no more. Not like that.
Not like that.
Not like that.
I'm not saying that you still can't go up in some place and.
But the corners, East Cleveland corners, used to be flooded. Man.
I remember being in the car as a kid, in a car when my dad would pull up back to the corner of Sitz and Hayden, and somebody being like, "Hey, y'all need a dime or whatever," literally yelling to us in the car. Or whatever. This is at the corner of Sixth and Hayden.
I remember riding down East 99th one day. I had met I was talking to a human being, a young lady, but
nice young lady.
Yeah, nice. This is back in the day. This is like
long time ago.
No, for real. This had to be college. And I'm like, oh yeah, this 99th, blah 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 blah. And somebody like, we got that fire, and I'm like, oh, we got to get the fuck up out of here.
Yeah.
We this was like 01, 02 when they was still on that bullshit. But yeah, so I think it was a lot more. If them niggas are still involved in that street shit, it probably felt like my days is numbered. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But yeah, it was you know, that was just, I didn't think nothing about that until that post came up and I saw the heaviness. And then it was that video. It was I Ain't Mad at You. And that's the one that made it click for me. I was like, holy shit, that was the last year Pac was alive. Yeah. And he was still making new music. Not like because he'd been dead so long. All of his music is classics, but I'm like, I remember hearing, it was like it took me back. I remember seeing this video for the first time when he was already dead, and he was dead in the video.
Got shot in the video. And I'm like literally got shot in the video and everything.
Yeah, I'm like, oh shit, this is crazy. Like this took me back to, I'm like, Pac was still alive in 96. I'm like, oh yeah, 96 was a pinnacle, boy. Yeah. But yeah, anyway.
Yeah. I just hope people do better with the music, man.
Well, I know we didn't say we want to be here forever. We did about an hour and 15
minutes. A little bit over an hour, yeah. So we good to go. We can go ahead and end it right here. Yeah. So again, people, so the lives to stay for a little bit just because we got to do what we got to do on our end to get it there. But just moving forward, you know, just like they said, we have to, we're rebranding what we're doing. And trying to give either, you know, one a better product, but just there's things we know we can do better, and there's things for me, I know I want to do better, just me personally with the show or whatever, and then there's things I want to see us try to do. I think one of the best things we've done has been pod and R&B, and it ain't dead. I know we've only done one this year. Yeah, it ain't dead. Pod and R&B is going to be coming back. And we really do hope y'all support it when it comes back. I don't even know if we have to do much to that, to be honest. It's words. Sometimes people overthink stuff. It's the coach calling a fucking reverse on 4th and 1. You know what I'm saying? For what? Run the goddamn ball, but people have been doing it for years, and it works. You know, so it's just I don't think we even got to do that, but it's coming from us.
Yeah,
trust me, things are coming, and it's just it is what it is, man. You know, and whatever. But you know, DMST ain't dying yet.
Oh hell no,
not yet. You know what I'm saying? Not yet. But anyway. So we'll be back next week with a show. So y'all can still tune in, still catch us in the.
Thank y'all who jumped in, man. Thank y'all.
And catch us in the same places you catch us in throughout the week. And like Dev said earlier, you know, pause it at some point. Pause it. You know, go hit the like or subscribe on the YouTube. Do the same thing on your Apple Podcasts. Most of y'all probably have done it before because you're probably getting an alert on your phone. But all the places or whatever. I mean, and we got to get into our Twitter, get back into our Twitter and stuff like that. But make sure you go follow us. You know, we are out there. DMST Boys, BOYZ. Shit, you gonna see us a lot. Just leave it at that. So I guess Dev, give them all your shits.
Oh man, it is the real big Dev 216 everywhere, man. Do what needs to be done when it needs to be done, whether you like it or not.
All right, and so again, we'll be back next week, man. Thank y'all for tuning in this week. Email us dmst16@yahoo.com. Questions, comments, concerns, feedback, all that good stuff. And like I said earlier, if y'all want to come sit up with us on the show. One of these episodes and just kind of shoot the shit with us, or you got some stuff that you really like to talk about, even if it's a topic that you want us to kind of discuss, you know, reach out to us by email or come sit up here with us. We pretty much do it every single Sunday. So it may be cloudy today, but the sun will come out tomorrow. And as long as you are here under the sun, live your life to the best of your motherfucking ability. I'm DJ Brainstorm for you on social media. That is DJ Brainstorm, the number 4, the letter.
You.
And we out this boy, y'all. Peace.